Hello and welcome back to Blake's Den, and in this video I will be replacing the brake master cylinder in my 1993 Peugeot 306 XLD. So let's make a start. So what is this and why am I doing it? Questions I keep asking myself. But this is a 1993 XLD, November 93, quite an early one. As you can see, it's in the livery of Liverpool Airport. It didn't actually come from Liverpool Airport. It was actually in the museum at Speke Aerodrome Heritage Group. And they had it as an exhibit. They mocked it up to look like an airport vehicle. They used it to carry tools around at their site and unfortunately got vandalised. Back window got, well, basically every window got smashed. And I've slowly got this back to where it needs to be. And it's very close to going back on the road. Two jobs to do. One, needs new tyres, and two, it needs a new brake master cylinder. So why does it need new master cylinder? Basically, through changing various brake pipes and components, I cannot bleed the front right wheel and the rear left wheel. When you press the pedal, it builds up a bit of pressure. The pressure then goes away, and yeah, it's just not pumping any fluid. So yeah, that's how it feels. You put your foot on the pedal's firm, then it slowly sinks to the ground. So clearly a problem there. So if you want to change your brake master cylinder, you need to make sure you order the right one. There are so many different ones for 306s. It depends whether you've got disc brakes at the back or drums at the back. Depends if you're petrol or diesel. Depends if you have ABS or not. And just generally depends what kind of braking system you've got, because there was Bendix and Girling brakes. So I think I've ordered the right one. 20.6 diameter, which is what I needed for mine. This one's made by Heller. It obviously sits like that. Doesn't come with the reservoir. All the ports are just blocked off at the moment, but it has 4 ports on it, so it's kind of designed 1, 2, 3, 4. It's designed for either left-hand drive or right-hand drive. And in the kit you get 2 blanking plugs to go in. So on mine I'll be putting the plug in here and here because I'm not using that side, and I'll be using these 2 for my brake lines. So to remove the old one, it's relatively straightforward. First thing, I need to get the fluid out of here, which I'm going to suck out with a vacuum bleeder system I've got. If you haven't got one, just crack open the bleed nipple on one of the wheels, pump it out or let it drain out. And then the reservoir's held on with like a little retaining clip, and then this will eventually pop off. Get that out of the way. I can then undo the 2 brake lines, undo the 2 bolts, which go here and here, hold it onto the servo, and then yeah, it's pretty much out then. So relatively straightforward, but yeah, first job, get this strained. So I'm just using this vacuum bleeder, which is a bit noisy, to suck the fluid out. Right, I've drained most of the fluid out there. I also drained some out of the bleed nipple on the passenger side front. So we don't need the system empty, we just need it kind of empty from here. So you can't see this because I can't even see it myself, but there's a little R-clip down here that needs to come out. So I'm going to see if I can get my pliers on it, which I can't because it's so fiddly, because it's French. And then once that R-clip is out, there's a little retaining pin holds this reservoir on, and we should be able to then lift the reservoir off. But I can't even get the pliers onto the clip. Such is the access. So you've either got a pipe in the way or the bonnets stay in the way. I thought this would be a quick job. I don't know why I thought that. Right, I'm going to struggle with this, and then I'll bring you back when it's time to get the reservoir off. So I'm going to try and show you here what I'm doing. I don't even know whether you can see this, but in there, just see the end of it, there's a small pin. So that pin is like a cotter pin. I've taken the split pin out, so then that should just pull out the other side. However, as this is a 30-plus-year-old Peugeot, which is lived by the sea, it won't come out. And yeah, I've tried hammering it from this side. I've tried mole grips on the other side, and it just won't come out. Now it has to come out to get the reservoir off. So I'm just going to persevere with this until I get it off. So I've got a problem with this. The pin which holds the reservoir on is seized, and I can't get it out. You also can't get in with a hammer or anything like that to punch it out. I need to remove the reservoir to undo the nuts which hold the brake lines on. I can't remove the whole assembly from the car because I need to undo the brake lines. Also, there's not enough room to get in to cut the brake lines either, to then remove the whole assembly that way. Why Peugeot? Why? You're just making this more complicated than it needs to be. Just give me better access and allow me to undo the nuts on the brake lines without removing the whole thing from the car. So I've ended up thinking a bit more laterally, and I undid the two nuts which hold it onto the servo, and then lifted it out, and then that allowed me to get the brake lines off. The back one's a bit tight, but I think this has been leaking. It's really bad. I'll show you once I've got it out. And there it is on the bench. So you can see all of this where it's flaked off here. So paint, well, brake cleaner strips paint. So yeah, like I say, I've just ended up bending that pin. But now, anyway, I'll strip it down, get that pin out, get the reservoir off, clean it up. So that is it all apart. I ended up hammering that pin through a bit, freeing it off, but I couldn't get it all the way through because it bent. So I just hacksawed the end off, and then it just kind of popped off the other side. So yeah, so that's that. Yeah, a little bit worse for wear this, but what you can do is, very carefully, if you press the end here, yeah, as I said, very carefully press the end, you will get fluid coming out of it. Now, fluid came out of there, but nothing came out of here. So if I just cover that one back up, we got a little bit out in the end, but yeah, it's just not right. So yeah, anyway, we'll get the new one fitted. So this is the new master cylinder. As I said, make sure you get the right one, and it's a universal. So I'll just pop this out. So it's got 4 ports, 2 on each side, for left and right hand drive. I'll be using these ports because that's like my firewall. Engines over here, so these other 2 on the other side need blanking off, and rather helpfully they give you 2 little blanking bits to go in. So I think I'll do that first. I'll yeah, get those in, and then I've got the reservoir here which I've cleaned up a bit. I need to put some rubber grommets on that and then put that in. And then on the other side here, I'm just going to put some bleed nipples for now, so I can bench bleed the system. So yeah, right, cue the time lapse. So that's all together now. So what I've setup here is to try and bench bleed it. So you can see the reservoir is level, but the cylinder, you know, is that way. So you need to make sure you get all the air out. Now, because you got a bleed point right at the end, I think it's going to be fine. But when I looked it up on the internet, you know, that reliable source of information, it was either you should always bench bleed your brake master cylinder, or nah, you're wasting your time doing that, provided that you pressure bleed the system. So I thought, well, I might as well do both. So I'll set you up, and basically what all I need to do is push that. That'll pump the fluid through, and then it'll just recirculate around, and hopefully we'll get all the air out. So I've just cracked open the two bleed nipples there, and now if I get a hammer or any blunt instrument and then pump this, I should start to get fluid flowing through these pipes. Hopefully. I might need to put a little bit more brake fluid in because the level has dropped. So let's put a little bit more in. And then I can hear it gurgling. And it's getting quite a bit of resistance on it now, so I think it must be doing something. But basically, I'm just going to keep doing this until I'm happy that I've got some fluid flow. So this is what I'm on about. Hope you can see it, but if I pump this now, you can see the fluid flow, and there's quite a lot of air bubbles in it. But now that seems to have died down now. So we'll nip that one off. Already done the back one. Oh, there we are, brake fluid going everywhere as usual. So yeah, obviously when I get to the car, I will need to whip these out to then make the connections to the brake lines. I will lose a bit of fluid, but if I do it quick, I'll be all right. It's all back together now. Reservoir's filled up as well. So what I've done, I've connected up my easy bleed system here. So this end you connect to a tyre. Got one there. That might do. You're supposed to put fluid in the bottle, but I haven't put fluid in the bottle. But basically pressurises the system, so you can one man brake bleed it or one person brake bleed it. You are supposed to put fluid in so it keeps the level up, but as long as I keep it between min and max, I should be all right. So we will see if this now works. Something went seriously wrong there straight away. As soon as I put the pressure on, it was blowing fluid out. I think one of those fittings underneath was almost like it was like too much pressure or something. In fact, let me leave you there. Look at this. And let me press the brake pedal a few times and we'll see what happens. Did anything come out? No, I don't think it did. Something's not right. It's now it's now weeks and weeks later, if not months later, since I filmed that last clip. Basically, I've had nothing but problems with bleeding the brakes. Let me tell you a story. So, the passenger side rear, basically I was not getting any fluid out at all, even with the new brake cylinder which I fitted in the previous video. I then swapped back to the old brake cylinder off the car and it worked fine. I put the old brake cylinder back on the car, it then didn't work. I also found out that the brake flared failed on one of my pipes and was blocking the pipe. and basically I just had to chase the problem using a pressure bleeding system from the front all the way to the back, cracking open every union to find out where it wasn't working. Found out that everything was working, but I thought, oh, I've got a defective new cylinder. No, basically I think the cylinder was it's got two pistons in it, was fully closed, okay, and when it was fully closed it wasn't letting any fluid in, so I had to manually prise it open and then shut it, and prise it open and shut it, prise it open and shut it several times to get enough fluid in to allow it to then bleed itself. But now we do have brakes which will lock up and will stop the car, and I can show you that they will lock up because here are the witness marks. So there we are, wheels locked up. Oh, and of course in the middle of all of that we had a massive heat wave where you couldn't do anything on cars, and just thinking about going outside would make you sweaty. So I'm going to wrap that one up there. This has been a nightmare. I was close to throwing in the towel and getting professional help, which you should never be afraid to do, but luckily I think I've got it working. Possibly still a little bit of air in there, but it's good enough for who it's for. So I'm going to leave that video there. So if you've got this far, please press that like button. If you've enjoyed the video, let me know. Drop me a comment. If you've got similar problems, let me know below. I respond to all of my comments, and consider subscribing to the channel as well. It costs you nothing. So with that lovely XUD pair, I'll leave it as that, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.